Peace be upon you. Let's see. Whose message is this? Fate, sight, death energy, nastiness, oh, enemy energy, family in reverse, misfortune, traffic and trading, a change, a forceful change, needing to move in a new direction, relocate, move away from something, cancel out some plans, a very dire circumstance due to betrayal, lack of loyalty, yeah, a fallout. So there's an attack here, there's an, raising. Yeah, someone is revealing themselves as trying to exert control or impose or force something upon you. Country health, a need to retreat. Yeah, someone is trying to have you do something against your will or forces you into a situation. Chance and misfortune. You would rather not. Even if that costs you, you're going to say no to something that's offered to you. You're going to draw a line in the sand. And you're going to go on your own way. This is also the loss of a job, a fallout with family due to accusations, conflicts, and so on. You choosing yourself, you choosing to raise above something, you choosing to continue to stay true to your values, your vision, your dream, who you are, things you believe in, and being willing to relocate if necessary, transition, leave a job for another one, move. Sorry, pardon, I do apologize. Move homes if you have to. Move homes if you have to. Either way, an enemy is revealed with clear intentions, and someone is revealing their most unpleasant side here. Absolutely dreadful energy. And it's a loss of dreams, or if you had a hope to make something work, or a certain situation or relationship can no longer be fixed. All you need to do is embrace the change that comes with this. And there is upcoming a realization or taking accountability for having taken a chance or given a chance to something or someone, and almost as if you're saying, yeah, I kind of had this coming because I knew it. I prolonged this for too long. I enabled, I stood quiet for way too many times. This was a long time coming. This was bound to happen, as in you're not shocked by this. You're rather having an aha. I always knew. I always knew that you couldn't be trusted. That, yeah. And someone tries to have one over you, dominate, control, subdue you. There's an actual person here. It works for a person. Someone that you may have considered close, a friend, family, co-worker, even employer, pardon. Either way, it seems that all around, this is telling you it's time for a change. It's not telling you to give up on your dreams. It's almost as if you feel this is directing me on the right path. This was a long time coming. As it is, I need to raise above this. I need to move away from this. I don't need this. This was toxic. There's been a lot of work, and therefore you feel that you haven't been appreciated or respected, or so. Yeah, this is for, yeah, thank heavens that finally now I have the confirmation. Now I know what to do. Betrayal, attack, being accused of having done stuff that are not true. In reality, this is jealousy, envy. All this is stemming. If it were coming from the right place, you may even, say, well, yeah, I guess maybe they're right in regards to that. But no, it's revealed as an enemy and fatality, in the sense of, you see the lessons in this. You see where you yourself need to learn to draw some lines, be stronger when affirming or standing up for the things you believe in, or being more honest and direct, and stopping people on their tracks long before they reach this point. Yeah. So it's unfortunate because you're definitely innocent and vulnerable, and you're feeling as if, wow, with my hardest I'm being hit like this. Wow. But I did take a chance on either this person or the situation. So yeah, it's time for me to retreat. Yeah, a conflict is coming to an end, but this is a breakout in between friends, families, lovers, etc. A breakup, breaking down of a situation. Start departure. As it is, he wasn't going anywhere. It was about time for you to just leave it be, move past it. Negotiation. It's presented as if it's, hey, let's fix this, or we could do this, so you should do that, or and you're like, nah, no. There's a lot of talk and chit chat. Most likely it happened behind your back. Now it's right in front of your eyes. Enemy. You took a chance on an enemy. As in, you gave them a chance. You allowed them to get too close. You revealed too much. You were honest. You were vulnerable. You were sincere. You were in need. Struggling, vulnerable, emotional, but sincere in your condition, you didn't hide your struggles, but it's those very struggles. This is someone who either presented as a friend, or someone who could help you, or has something to offer you, or is giving you a chance, or some opportunity, or support, or only to use whatever you shared at your most vulnerable against you. It's how it goes. That's what the chance is. Learn to preserve your own important matters for those you can actually trust. Don't trust complete strangers anymore. Ruin. It's a failure. It's a loss. This person actually did manage to create you a lot of damage here. They humiliated you. There's also humiliation, because to strike someone who, when they're down or they're vulnerable or at their weakest, that have absolutely no intention here, they're just struggling with something, reveals the true nature of the evil that worked through these people. It's just dreadful. It's vile, vicious, heartless. You're dealing with someone with strong sociopathic tendencies, narcissistic, of course, but of a level of evil and cruelty. And this is not just opportunistic, especially because you're feeling like, I got nothing. Why would they do this? Because what did they get out of this? For the pleasure of it. This is the kind of a person that passes a homeless person and spits on them. This is that kind of an energy. Who disdains or the means, or those that are obviously struggling. Humiliates with whatever they propose to have to offer, advice, their energy, support. They're always there. In reality, they're seeking for ways to constantly dominate you. They feel better in humiliating the broken. They feel good about themselves. They just love it. They enjoy to feel they exert power over someone who is struggling or they're vulnerable, whether emotionally, financially, physically. And so this in love, this means that this was someone who was going for something, and they met the wrong, terrible person at the hardest of times, and they represented their ruin. Wow. Yeah, there it is. The support in reverse. Someone ceases to help you, or they have revealed that their help was actually interested, and you pay dearly for it. Again, with humiliation, loss, financial, emotional. Wow. This can be also public humiliation. Someone who is sharing all of your story, your life, with others. This is such a classical kind of a dynamic. This is standard. That's why I always warn you at your most vulnerable. Careful. At your most vulnerable, that's when, forces will come lurking. And yeah, sometimes we choose to take chances, but yeah, it comes at a high price. This is support in reverse. So this is the predatory energy. They feed off of, even if it's just energetically. News. Good news upcoming for you. there was some information here, a communication at a distance, some revelation, some but either way, that revealed all of this. It's novelty, change, good news, a shift in energy. But this is also reminding you that you may have to look elsewhere, as in move away from this into something entirely new. And inheritance in reverse. Terrible karma that someone is getting for what they've done to you. You're called elsewhere. Apparently you are redirected. Yeah, injustice. This is injustice. Some form of an injustice has been committed towards you. Either way, there seems to be someone who is going to support you. Someone who feels highly of you. For them, you are a wish come true. Not because you're perfect, because they just connect with you in that manner. They recognize your spirit, the table, okay, prosperity and abundance, love and support looks good, any kind of love, and inconstancy is in reverse. You're embarking on a path of prosperity. Wow. With what was the price for this? Heartbreak. You've alchemized the lower passions here. You're no longer moved by wants, but by wisdom, by understanding, discernment, intuition, and so on. With humiliation, a fall from grace, or being, again, publicly humiliated, or talked about, or accused, or this is injustice. Terrible injustice, lies, deceit, accusations, and so on. You're asked to not care about it. It doesn't matter. Whomever hears birds of a feather, right, they will flock together. Whomever they've been spreading this information about you, or if they hear and, listen to this information and even pass it on and rejoice in this information, or then they're just like the other person, natural selection. They don't deserve you. Great worry over nothing. Again, don't care about this. They will make it bigger, or something incredibly horrible about you, or some story, they will make it bigger than what it is. Reward for merit. Again, prosperity. Don't worry, the right people do respect you and care for you. And get back to base. Focus on what's important for you. Are you safe? Are you sheltered? And again, you will have the right people. These are not for you. Pay attention to your health. Don't let this get to you. Take care of yourself. And focus on work and manifesting something new. Again, I see you moving in a new direction, being able to be productive, creative, resourceful, and reconciliation. Someone may attempt to actually come back around once they realize the karmic debt that they're going to have to pay for what they've done. Long journey awaits you. Stepping into a new experience, absolutely. Announcement. Good news again. Opportunities, offers, and do not be tempted to lower your standard. Exactly what I felt about the possibility of someone returning or apologizing to you. You can hear them out, but forgiveness, remember, it's not yours to give. Because at this time, for whatever it is that they've done, whatever they need to pay, in the sense of being given an opportunity to redeem themselves, it's not on you. Nature will always have everything corrected in its own way, in its own terms, in its own time. So in reality, no amount of forgiveness can actually liberate this person from having to pay the consequences of their choices. The same way, all the good deeds that you've committed, all your sincerity and your honesty, and no one can prevent it from being naturally cause and effect. You gaining the dharma for it, the blessings for it. Okay? The rewards for it. You will reap what you have sown. You've sown good. That's why you get yourself in that situation. For doing too much good for people who weren't. deserving or appreciative and so on, right? That's your lesson. As for someone else, yeah, they sought for a needle, they kept searching for some fault of yours, something to use against, yeah. In reality, it's all about them. They have something to pay for that. It revealed who they are, how low they can actually go, and what kind of a vile kind of a person they've become, taking a vacation physically or mentally. So there's consistent, there's a stage that is beginning a new chapter, whereas if something appears as stable, consistent, fruitful, rather than no longer understanding why I hit a nail and it hits on the left, I hit it on the right, it goes to the to the left, so on and so forth. All of this mismatching and mishapping and feeling that you're pushing against mountains and seems to be finally over with. You don't have to try hard. You just have to work wiser, more focused, no longer, scatter your energy. Focus on your own needs because you have them, both emotional, they're still there. And there will be those who are more than happy to connect with you, to honor, to respect you. And as I was saying, there's also new jobs, new opportunities. Many of you will try and start something all on your own. You'll find the right people to support you in that direction. You're actually quite a valid person. Someone working against you or behind your back, and the rats are still there. So again, the warning is, if someone seeks to apologize, know whom you're dealing with and what they're capable of, lest you forget, and don't enable this behavior, okay? Because they will do it to others. Your forgiveness is not yours to give. If someone made a mistake, they need to correct it. But that opportunity is not yours to give. Nature, life will give them an opportunity throughout their journey, through suffering, through trauma, forcefully so. That's how it's experienced. Whereas change as an opportunity is brought onto them. And it's up to them whether they raise up to the task, pay their dues and so on, and so make amends, seek redemption. But again, in many cases, you give to one and you receive from another. And it's the same with someone having hurt you. They'll pay in another way, in another manner, towards someone else or so on. Someone will take something from them. Someone will do it to them. So in most cases, it's no longer having anything to do with you. They're going to pay in a whole different circumstance where someone else is involved for what they've done to you. Does that make sense? It's the same with the kindness and generosity. I serve you, Father assists and shows up for us in different ways through other people that have never benefited in any means from whatever I could have offered, for example. It's simply how it works. It's the circle and the cycle of life and so on. So this illusory idea of someone just simply apologizing is important, but so is forgiving. But again, it's not really in our power to determine that automatically grants someone redemption or exemption from needing to pay the consequences of their actions. It's not how it works. Example, if I forgive someone, it doesn't automatically exempt them, excuse and redeem them. It's not how it works. It's not. It's really not. They're going to be tested and given an opportunity to redeem themselves in manners that are out beyond our control, right? And it's the same with kindness. You've been kind with people that were unkind. Now other energies are coming through that are just as kind to you. And they've experienced the same process. They've loved the unworthy, yet now finally they found someone who is able to appreciate them for who they are, and so on and so forth. So, understand when you're dealing with rats, not to trust them again. A path is with money is waiting for you to find. It has to be very savvy, very efficient, very productive, tend to your needs, especially with your nature and kind heart. you seem to be highly empathetic to other people's vulnerabilities, and that's why this is so painful for you, and this is just, it's out of your nature. It's so beyond you that it doesn't make any sense. Or why would someone choose to hurt you, especially if they cannot obtain anything from you? What's the, just for the mere pleasure of it? That level of evil. Evil comes in many forms. It can be physically violent, brutal, it can be mischievous, it can, the kind of violence that steals life from you with lies and deception and false promises and so on, which is kind of what the New Age is doing, right? And that's a different kind of an evil, because it's the patient type. It's the old, where it imprisons you slowly and steals your freedom of thinking on, under, you know, with false promises. It's the same way a partner can do to you, whereas they would lie for half your life that they love you, and they never did, because they were lying to themselves and so on. Only to discover that, you know, you're 60 and your partner lied to you all along. They never wanted to be in that marriage. That level of betrayal, or a friend that you thought you could trust, and they did everything in their power to have you trust them, right? They've invested time and effort, and only to turn around and accuse you of the most vile of things and tell you the real opinion about you, which all along was loathing, envy, jealousy, disdain, disrespect, and so on and so forth. So, hatred, right? So the friend that hates you, they always did. They just use the tactics to be able to get close enough, to get enough information, or rather to be close enough in order to be able to hurt you in a manner that will destroy you. That's an enemy. You got to recognize an enemy when you see one. Now you know. Now you understand the tactics. Whereas someone who genuinely cares for you doesn't force you into things, doesn't expect or demand things from you, and for whatever it is that they bestow, they do so without second ulterior motives or expectations or demands or an attempt to tell you who you are, to control you, define you, humiliate you, and so on and so forth. So now you learn to discern. You are granted genuine friendship, honor and respect, appreciation, acknowledgement, successful achievements and realization of whatever it is that you're undertaking now, in order to exert your overall nature and qualities and follow through with your dreams and fulfillment of your needs, or your main basic needs. Why? Because you're not a parasite, though you were being treated as such by parasites. So isn't it interesting how evil keeps trying to convince everyone else that they're evil? Right? No, you're not. No, you're not. You are the same humble person, ever giving to the point of whereas you're left with nothing. And then here come the vultures, right? And you feel, well, they're coming to help, right? It's only natural. They must be God sent. No, they're not. No, they're not. But those who genuinely are meant to be in your life, they come not to save you per se, but to be with you, to share the journey with you. There's no longer power dynamics in that. A power struggle, right? It's the power struggle that always gives toxic connections away. You gotta recognize evil, because whether within you or anyone else in a dynamics, because there's that power struggle. You start feeling it as it arises. One needs to have one over the other, pull the wool over their eyes. It starts trying to tell them who they are, who they're not, what they're supposed to be, and wow, you say, okay, this person doesn't love me. They're just here constantly criticizing, almost as if they're enjoying my suffering, almost as if, and for whatever it is that they're giving you, they're doing it so to humiliate you, to define you. Divine power, Elemaya, number 4. communities, invitations, marriages, sometimes pregnancies and birth, commitment, new homes, new enterprises, business, successful endeavors, stability, prosperity, purchasing of new homes or moving or relocating, having everything it takes for you to start building something new, manifestation, authority, authority, affirmation in some sense, such as affirming or reaffirming set of values, of skills or abilities, or life path or choice in career, successful plans. So plans with a successful outcome. Elamaya is the hidden god. Again, that revelation of the hidden enemy that was right there all along, right? Is a seraphim, and the name means the hidden God, right? Psalm 6, verse 4. Return, O Lord, deliver my soul, O save me for thy mercy's sake. Those born under this angel are industrious and successful and like to travel. Exactly the energy we saw here. Elamaya guards against mental troubles and helps to identify traitors. Soul guardian of those born between 1 and 1:20 a.m. Moral guardian of those born on March 23rd and June the 3rd. Remember, the first traitor of them all is always your closest, right? Cain. But this is kind of rather more the Judas kind of archetype. Moral guardian of those born on March 23rd, June the 3rd, August 14, October 25th, or January the 5th. Physical guardian of those born between April the 4th and April the 8th. Emperor energy, interesting. 4, Emperor. This is authority, and so this also seems to reveal that presence there of the masculine energy that seems to come through as a protector. It's a self-made man, extremely wise and mature, serious, responsible, honest, loyal, courageous and determined, and extremely strong, both emotionally and mentally, spiritually. Knows who they are, has strong values, firm foundations, no one to be messing about with. They're playing no games. Higher moral values and integrity. Someone extremely capable, influential and powerful, charismatic. He rules, Elamaya rules over Samijina. Let's look at your enemy here. What was the spirit behind it? We struggle not against flesh and blood. He was a marquis whose name was Samijina. The number is, of course, 4, and it's about delay. Something kept appearing on your path as a friend, as a lover, preventing you from reaching the state that you're about to reach. Constantly humiliating, stealing your crown from you, subduing you, humiliating you, keeping you from raising, flying. Aries energy again. Preventing your birthright, your destiny. Yes. Oh, there it is. A blessing from above. You're going to recognize it. Removal of the enemy, recognizing false friends, deception, and revelation of secrets. Wow, what is here hiding? Oh, okay, woman star. This may have to do and tie in with love, meeting a counterpart that's actually your equal. Extremely powerful masculine. So we were saying Elamaya is a ruler over and has defeated on your account here Samijina, great marquis who appears in the form of a little horse or a donkey. He changes himself at the request of the master into a human shape and speaks with a hoarse voice. Samijina teaches all liberal sciences and gives an account of dead souls who died in sin. This is the spirit that took over this person. Wow. Drowned in the sea and who dwell in the purgatory. So whomever this person was that was working against you was in reality the vessel, or overtaken basically by the spirit that's actually in purgatory. Samijina is actually the one who accounts for all those who are sent to the purgatory. Wow. This person either rides horses, literally I see, or they shown you horses, or you know them to speak of horses to some extent, or donkeys specifically, or lives in an area that may have horses surrounding it. Has innocent eyes, yet, wow, vile. Drowned in the sea and dwell in purgatory. He rules over 30 legions of infernal spirits. Servant of those born between April the 4th and April the 8th, right? So same servant. Cuts both ways, but this time around, through loss, you've defeated the spirit. Apparently this was a spirit, divine power. Yep. This was a spirit that actually followed you all throughout your journey. With that energy over there, let me see if I can find it. The cloaked. Where are you? Oh, I see it. Meaning your other half. This can be defined as an archon that attaches itself onto your shadow. Some will associate it with a watcher that you get as you descend, or your fallen self, your evil inclination, right? The fallen version of yourself. Angel above, demon below, and you in the middle, right? So this is basically what some of us at one point, we will be revealed that basically we are here to make amends or correct. That's why we're called also the last generation, for sins committed on the entire bloodline. So some of us have already known that our journey would have been literally going through all the states that would be associated with the hells. Yeah, once we see this person. Usually it's faceless. You don't see a face. Sometimes you see the eyes. I guess the cloaked man, some would call it. Maybe sometimes slender man, or depends. But usually it's just cloaked with no face. That's how you will see it. I guess you could call it your shadow, but in reality there's an entity that attaches itself to your fallen aspect, your shadow self. Either way, there was elevation through faith, through genuine faith. This is for whomever you are, this reading, there's discernment right here, and intellectual, which is Nehemiah 57 and 59, 49 to 5, it's Harahel, which is intellectual richness. How beautiful is that? 27, here's 9. Are you ready for a new cycle? This one is complete. Propagation of light. You're now emitting light, in case you're wondering why darkness will come to you. Okay, new beginnings. Victory. Your enemy may experience destruction of the environment. So their surroundings start crumbling around them. Famine and sickness. And they will seek for, or ask for, or be granted by someone at one point, clemency. And I believe that's where they're actually going to be revealed who they are. Once they are granted clemency, even though they know not to be deserving of it. But it's not going to be by you, so careful. That's their challenge. It's whether they return to source or not, that's on them. So, success, beautiful energy, victory over evil. You've integrated your shadow. Yes, through failure, loss, humiliation, you lost all the cells that could have, still been easily influenced by, I don't know, personas, the difference in between dignity and ego, you know, it's such a fine line. Most people would have been humiliated. Yes, you have been, as in the intention was to humiliate you, to strip you of your decency, of your humanity, of your dignity, of your honesty, your integrity. In reality, they couldn't do it because he wasn't anchored in ego. He was anchored in knowing, a knowing of all the sacrifices you made, the difficult choices that you make, the level of faith that you have, knowing that your intentions were right, you were pure, and your heart was in the right place. Knowing thyself is what saved you. Even though the world around you seems to have constantly rebuked you, denied you, hurt you, even attacked you, and so on, right? Disrespected you, preyed upon you, exploited you, and so on. You're still standing. Yes, with losses, and your victory is, well, you not losing yourself, you not becoming like them. The more they attacked who you are, the more it was revealed to you, first and foremost, who you were. And that's the most important part. Now it's time you live according to that true you. Seduction. Okay, usually the spirit uses lures through seduction. Sweet tongue, pure eyes, a light of some sort, compassion and patience, and all the most beautiful gestures of love. And yeah, that's how they lure you. They'll give you everything, or they propose to. I got you, I got you, I got your back, I'm your best friend. No, stop for a moment. No, they're not. Help and healing. 7. Marriage, partnerships, beauty, harmony, and justice. Strength out of turmoil. That's what it was revealed throughout your journey, that you're still standing as you are ever more strong in who you are. Command, again, that energy of authority. I believe you're going to meet someone extremely powerful. Change and development is in reverse. If you're hoping to fix something, that's an exhaustion is in reverse. And even though you are absolutely drained, you're dealing also with vampirical spirits in general. Oh, you are gonna be granted energy to move forward. One more card, and I'll leave you here. Oh, you know what? I gotta look at this though. Let me see. So evaluation, assessment, and as I said, engagement. The next person that you are about to meet, you will have your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. You're meeting your person, you don't need anybody else in that sense, right? Whomever you're going to meet next is your partner. Let go of control. Somebody tried to control you here. And you resisted. Wow. Even if they stripped everything from you. The mockery, the deception, the disrespect. Wow. Let your friends help you. You had no friends. And religious factors. Spiritual differences and differences in spiritual degrees. Your level of faith is what literally saved you here. One more. Increase your efforts and achieve your goals. But this is the boot. This means kick it. And also that level, raising in energy, and the fact that you're going to be either traveling and moving. And I know you may not see it now because you're definitely exhausted. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. I did say it, that this was a long cycle for you. You push through and you become all of these stages that you went through, right? You carry them with you now. It's Dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. This is maybe you, of course, but general wise, what I feel here, wish will not be granted, is yes, that you had this kind of an energy. Which was it? I believe it was the Italian Sibillas. There's a set of Italian Sibillas, whereas the blonde woman is literally defined as the enemy. Describes the feminine attribute, archetypal wise, as the ruthless, the cruel. Affairs with your family. This also in the Lenormand speaks of long life, good health, prosperity, family, setting up family, setting down roots, but also protection from your ancestors. You finally managing to, with everything that you went through, your victory is not your own. This is for your entire bloodline. Again, this honoring that you're receiving and the compliments from an admirer, someone entirely new, by the way. Nah. There it is, the cycle, the new world, the new level of existence, the new covenant, the new promise, something you can trust, is Saturnian energy. This also speaks of prosperity and abundance in a practical life, whereas there will be no lack. And I know you'll put it to good use because you are someone who has experienced actual lack, and you may not value material things, but you know what you could use them for. That's why they're granted, because of the nature of your heart. It's based on merit, because you would use them accordingly based on their genuine value. Put them to the best of use, anything that's granted unto you. Time, resources, opportunities. Because it's your very nature that dictates that, in the sense of you will want to help as much as possible. But you needed to be taught to help the worthy, the actual ones that are in need of help. Also to not allow your ego, or as people-pleasing or spiritual ego or self-righteousness, because many people are out there supposedly doing lots of good deeds, right? Because they understand this law of compensation, and there's excess in wealth. There's this disparity that's tremendous, and we understand that that's the cause of the suffering for others. But they're not, the heart is not in it. They're not doing it because they actually love doing it. You know what I mean? There's no passion, there's no genuine love in what they do. So that's why it never really amounts to anything. I guess the saying, give a man a fish and feed them for a day, or teach them how to fish, and they'll feed themselves their whole life. I guess it kind of applies here. So you needed to conquer that wisdom. You yourself have been at both the giving and then now the receiving end. And apparently you are still going to be at the receiving end. But now you're receiving for the purpose of giving, because your ego wouldn't allow you to receive otherwise, right? Your ego is working on rather humility. It's the false kind of a humility which prevents you from fulfilling your purpose. God has given you breath and you're using it. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to, right? So you understand that, but you feel you don't have a choice there. You should think the same way when it comes to certain opportunities that are going to present themselves to you from now on. That you become like a means to an end, and you feel the honor of being able to become said vessel that others drink from, whether it's through one of your smile, and hence why the saying is so important, that you are a blessing in alignment with the world. And the day you were born, God decided the world could not exist without you. When each of us individually starts understanding, embodying, and genuinely living from this understanding, then we'll also understand that, hey, for my sake the world was created, which is another powerful phrase, because automatically you feel no longer, yes, it's kind of a burden, but I guess Yeshua felt kind of the same, but at the same time you feel the responsibility, the purpose in it, right? And you see your purpose for being here most importantly, and therefore you become again that beautiful sacred means for an end, the very God sent, in the sense of the very vessel through which God works, because you chose to allow God to work through you, which is the most important part. You chose, you fought for this, you fought to remain in the state, and so on. You see yourself as having been created for God to become a force that works through you in the world, right? In rather more direct, personal manner, like a human to a human, right? Many blessings. May all be healed, sealed, guided, and protected on your path. Shalom.